Hi, and welcome to Auntie Coley's house. Today, we are going to propagate a fiddle leaf fig. My family was over for the weekend, had a lot of fun, and my sister was one of them and wants a part of my fiddle leaf fig. So, Glenn, my fiddle leaf fig, is going to get a little haircut today. Very easy to do. Sometimes, like I've said on my other propagation episodes, sometimes they just don't work. They just don't want to root. But hopefully this one will. And we'll be rooting for them. Hee hee, yay. So make sure you have a good pair of cutting shears, okay? And make sure you're going to alcohol them. I took just an alcohol pad and cleaned these up, okay? Just the cutting blades. So I don't get Glenn sick. All right. And then you're just going to take some run-of-the-mill water in a jar, anything you have that will be strong enough, heavy enough. I'm going to cut off a pretty big branch. If you're just going to cut off a little thing, you can use just a little glass. You can use something like this with only 2 or 3 leaves on it. You can cut just a little stem, put it in the glass, and about 3-4 weeks later, you start seeing some roots, okay? But I'm going to cut off a pretty big piece because Glenn is getting a bit big for his britches, all right? So he's about hitting my ceiling. So that's what we're going to do. I'll take you over to meet Glenn. I'll teach you how to cut them and a few tips, and we'll see how it goes with the routine. I'm sure my sister will be happy. Okay, I'll meet you over by Glenn. All righty, so this is Glenn. He's a big one, almost to the ceiling. So we're going to cut off just so he's just about even with the other branch there. I think that's good enough, and it doesn't take long. He'll be growing back again. So what you need to do is you want to cut off the big fat part of the stem. So let me try and find my fingers here. Okay, so right here, the fatty part, you don't want to take like a piece of this because you're just going to end up with a bunch of leaf clones. Okay, so what you want to do is cut here, but cut the big fat stem right above this node here, this branch. Cut it right about here, and then that will make the rest of the branch down here go, hey, we got to grow. So then it'll start, might even get another branch going this way, you know, so you have 2 more branches up here. I don't know. My house is not that big, so hopefully we just still get the 1 stem up, but we'll take what we get. So you just take your cutters, okay, and you're going to cut right about there. Whoops. And then you're going to cut right about there. Okay. And then we're going to take the branches off the top, and I'll show you how to do that when we go back to the table. Okay. So I'm going to cut that off, but I'm going to shut this off so I don't drop the big branch. Okay. So cut right here, right above a leaf, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay. So Glenn got a second haircut of his lifetime. Okay, so this is what we got. Pretty big, okay? So we're going to just snip these off. Can either do it by hand, okay? And usually if you're going to do this, make sure it's about a day after watering or just a couple days after watering so he's nice and fat and healthy, okay? So you want to break these off. And by breaking these off too, you're stimulating it to grow roots as well. So take a bunch off here so you have a good stem. Might have to take that off. And also cut this at an angle, okay? Whew, he's nice and wet. That's awesome. All right, so I'm going to cut 1 more off. Maybe I'll leave it right there. I think I'll leave it right there. Okay, just clean off all of this other stuff here. You really want to keep the water clean, all right? So clean off all this stuff, and then you change your water every 1 to 2 days. And if there's gunk in there, wash it out, clean it out, get rid of it. You want this guy to have his best start in life. All right, so we'll clean all this stuff off here. How's that? That doesn't look so bad, huh? Okay. All right, and then easy as pie, stick him right in there, okay? Whoa. Okay, and then we're gonna go find a shiny spot in the Florida room. Pick a spot where he's trying to take all the thunder there. So I have a great Florida room because I have 2 full walls of windows. If you have a corner in your house that has 2 windows, 2 windows at a corner, best place for it because the best natural light they can get, the better. Don't stick them in that glaring light. They don't like that too much. All right. So that's it. So that's what we're gonna do with Glenn Jr. here, and then my sister can adopt him and rename him something else. Something exciting, I hope. So we'll go find a spot in the Florida room and we'll watch him grow. All right, I'll meet you in a few. All right, we're in the Florida room, and this is going to be our friend's home for the next 3 or 4 weeks till he roots out. All right, see, nice windows here. Lots and lots of natural light next to the roses that we are propagating as well. That's a whole other story, my friends. Okay, so good luck to Glenn Jr. And hopefully little G will be forming some roots here shortly. I will keep you updated in the comments. Good luck!